Today I figured I'd show you how we make Norwegian fish cakes with monkfish. And what really excites me about this dish is that we're going to make it with all the offcuts that we took from the big monkfish. So this is going to be the last remaining pieces that I have of that big one. So I've cleaned up this monkfish, and besides that we're going to use a few other ingredients. I have put together a little box of spices here. So I've added about a teaspoon's worth of pepper here. The same with salt, a teaspoon's worth of chili powder here as well. This is pretty spicy. So this is kind of what my mother has discovered. It's super delicious and adds an extra little touch to the fish cakes. Also going to use about a tablespoon's worth of potato flour. So that's going to help stiffen up those fish cakes. In addition to this, we're also going to use about half an onion, perhaps a quarter for the fish cakes, and then we'll fry the other quarter on the side. We also need an egg and 2 deciliters worth of milk. So to serve along with our fish cakes, I also bought a can of tomato beans here, which we traditionally use. Also, I cooked up about 2 potatoes, so this is going to be a perfect portion for one person. The monkfish I have here is about 300 grams worth, and I'm also gonna be frying up a little bit of butter here in the background at about a medium temperature. And while our pan is heating up, why don't we get started on preparing our fish cake batter here. So I'm gonna pour milk into the monkfish, and we're gonna also add all our spices and potato flour. Pretty much gonna combine all of it here, and we'll crack our egg. And I'm thinking we have about half an onion here. Since this is just one portion, I'm gonna add about half of the onion into this, so about a quarter onion. We'll place half of the onion to the side so we can fry it and have it along with the fish cakes. The rest of the onion, I'm just gonna dice it up, and I'm adding that to the mix. So you can use a food processor for this, or probably a blender would be fine. I just have this small mixer here, stuff. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna thoroughly mix this up and incorporate it all together. Alright, so we have our nice monkfish fish cake mix here. So the next step is that we're going to take this and we're going to put it on our frying pan with some butter here. And we're going to cook this for probably like 5 minutes or so. We'll have a look and see how long this takes. So I'm just going to make it into nice cake shaped, well, shapes. My family likes them to be quite thin, so I'm going to make them pretty thin as well here. We like that because you get more of that nice crispy fried side there and not so much of that inside gooey stuff. It's gonna turn out quite nice. I'm super excited to try this with monkfish. We usually don't do it with monkfish. To be honest, it's kind of overly luxurious to use monkfish for this. But I figured it would be cool since we had some of those pieces there. So I think 4 of these at a time is going to be enough. And while we're at it, I'm just going to fry up that onion here in the middle. So I just want the onion to turn translucent and nice. We're going to use it as a side for these fish cakes. Alright, so I think it's finally time to turn this around. Dum, 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 dum. Could probably even go longer. Let's turn on the temperature. I want them to be nice and golden like this, but I also want a little bit of crisp on them. I think that's delicious. Alright, so I think we are ready to take off our onion here. Also potatoes I peeled. Norwegian dinner usually consists of fish and potatoes, so you're getting a very traditional meal here. And I think we're just going to turn these fish cakes around now as well. Let's have a look. It's been a couple of more minutes. Yeah, still not quite the color I want, but let's just turn them either way. Alright, so it's been a couple of more minutes. I added a tiny bit more of the butter in here and turn up the heat a little bit. So let's have a look. Ooh, yeah, now we're talking. This is what I was looking for. So let's do the other side just a smidge more so we can get that nice burn on there too. We also need to heat up our beans. So I'm gonna heat up the beans in this oil. Gives it a nice little extra taste. And I'm gonna fry up the rest of this base as well, but I think I want to do that after the video because this actually freezes really well too if you just fry it and then you put them in bags and freeze them, and you can just reheat them. It's awesome. So easy dinner. Alright guys, I'm so excited about this. It looks delicious. I finally got them nice and crispy, so let's give it a try. Cheers. That's really good. I really enjoy that. The taste of the monkfish really comes through. This is of course aged heavily aged monkfish. But it's like a super good take on a Norwegian classic there. So awesome. I'm really gonna dig into this one. This was really good. If you want to try a delicious dish like this, I'm gonna add exact measurements as well as like the step-by-step recipe if you want to make this yourself in the video description. And of course tomorrow I'll be making another monkfish dish video. So tap here if you want to see that, and I'll see you over there.